एडम बिके नाच सैम शमोन की बुलबुल के पैसम डॉलर्स मिलेंगे। यहाँ बास्टर्ड लायर सैम शमोन तुझे मिलेगा। Dance, lick his dirty, filthy ass. Lying, shameless. Let's get this straight now. Let's get it straight. Where shall I go? Where's that Bible hub? Isn't there any other? Bible gateway. Let's get this straight and clear, so there may be no confusion here. When a man strikes his slave, male or female, with a rod, and the slave dies under his hand, he shall be avenged. Biblia. This is another translation from another website. Exodus 21, verses 20 to 21, and then we will go get this thing straight. Why are we confused? Genuinely confused. Not trolls, not distractors. Sam Shamoun abusing Muhammad, but doesn't want us to abuse Jesus. No, Muslim can abuse Jesus Christ. How filthy, dirty, unfair, unjust. Sam Shamoun. Let's get this straight now. When a man strikes his slave, okay, but 21 now. But if the slave survives a day or two, he is not to be avenged, for the slave is his money. Why is there no punishment here? No punishment. This is a different translation. No, not being avenged now. There's no punishment here if the slave doesn't die, because the slave has not lost his eye or tooth. Although bruised, although wounded, hitting with a rod. But if the slave, of course, there could be this rod could be made of iron. But Sam Shamoun and Adam, not Adam. What is Adam? In Urdu we say Adam. Even Yogi Raj explained what is Adam. Yani dham ko ana. यानी सांस आना, दम, जान आना. दम क्या होता है? जो दम देता है. खुदा ने दम दिया अपना. कुरान में लिखा है. He breathed into Adam, his soul, his spirit. Adam, नाच सैम शमोन की बुलबुल के पैसा डॉलर्स मिलेंगे. बेहया, बेशरम, बेखैरत लोगों के साथ बैठ के डेवल बनना है तुम्हें. डेवल तो तुम बन गए हो. Sucker. of Sam Shamoun. Liar with Sam Shamoun. But here it clearly says why there's no punishment for the owner. Because the slave has recovered in a day or two. No, but Sam Shamoun insists. And Adam with him, translating like a parrot. The punishment will come later for the owner. Although here God has said, no punishment for the owner. Now, why would the punishment come later? Could you not be genuinely confused? Why would the punishment come later for the owner? Because he has destroyed the eye of the slave, which is not mentioned here. This will be another different case when the punishment will come for the owner for destroying his slave's eye or hand, crippling him, cutting his hand off, destroying his hand, destroying his eye. Why no punishment here? And for this no punishment will come later in Exodus. Because God has said here, the owner should not be punished if the slave hit by the rod has recovered in 1 or 2 days. You can hit the owner here according to Exodus 20 and 21. And especially this 21. You can hit with the rod. Continuing. It's a rod, so you have to take 20 and 21 together. What has the owner hit the slave with? A rod. Why is there no punishment now? In 21, explains God. But if the slave survives a day or two, he is not to be avenged. There's no punishment. Why does Sam Shamoun say that there's a punishment later which will come and translate to your Urdu speaking poor Muslims here? God is saying here no punishment. Sam Shamoun is saying no. There is a punishment. Who is wrong? Who is lying? Who is lying? God is saying no punishment here for the owner who strikes his slave, male or female, hits his slave, male or female, with a rod. But if the slave survives a day or two, the slave is not to be avenged, or the owner is not to be avenged. He is not to be avenged for the slave. Okay, the owner is not to be avenged for the slave, sorry. No, the owner is not to be avenged, comma, for the slave is his money. Now this is a difficult English. Anyone, New International Version, Exodus 21, verses 20 to 21. Anyone who beats their male or female slave with a rod must be punished. Very easy translation. if the slave dies as a direct result. If a slave dies, but the hitting, but, there's a but. Understand the prepositional phrases. Why is there no punishment here for the one if the slave recovers for the owner? Because the slave has recovered from the beating of the rod by the owner. Because the slave has recovered a day or two, since the slave is their property, full stop. So beating is allowed. Hitting, striking, smiting his servant. Exodus, King James Version. New Living Translation, beats his male with a club and the slave dies as a result. The New King James Version, if a man beats his male. Okay. Why is there no punishment here? And why is Sam Shamoun saying no, later on a punishment will come for the owner? I'll explain. I'll assume. Later on, in that verse where it says set the slave free, that's a compensation because you have destroyed an eye of your slave. By hitting him, you took his eye off. You cut his hand. You maimed him, maybe. Literally, we look at why the punishment is due, but it's not eye for an eye. It's setting the slave free. If you want to misinterpret, you can take the previous verse of eye for an eye, bruise for a bruise, wound for a wound. You can take that verse. Then it's confusing because it says the compensation is that the slave is set free for life. It doesn't say that the owner's eye will be taken out. However, again, you want to take that verse? You insist, you stubborn devil, misinterpreting your own Bible verse. Sam Shamoun, you arrogant abuser, calling Muhammad, but we can't, those poor Muslims cannot call your Jesus Christ bastard, son of a devil, not God, made himself God. You coward! Answer me! Coward, liar! Answer me. Go to court and answer me there. Go to court. If you are the son of a truthful woman, you would go to court with this. I will see you in court.